And we are back once again with Slime ISEKAI Memories. We are continuing doing the events that I missed out on in the beginning of the game, or just couldn't get to in time. But we are doing Maid in Tempest. So this one I think is kind of Christmassy themed, like very tangential to the Christmas theme. Now, by the order that we saw, this came before the Christmas event, but I think this can be done either before or after the Christmas event, which you'll see why in a second, if I recall it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. It all started with a sudden request from Shion. Great Rimuru, I've had a wonderful idea. Will you help me try something out? I just need a little of your time. What do you say? Looking back, I should have realized there was more to this request than met the eye. Perhaps I was feeling overconfident from taking down Clayman and getting through the Wog Paris in one piece. I should have been suspicious from the moment Shion said she had a wonderful idea. I accepted it all as something completely normal, and because of that, I was totally unprepared for what came next. To give myself some credit, I was at least on guard against the worst case scenario. Anything you want, I said, so long as it doesn't involve taste testing your cooking. She assured me that wasn't it though. Cooking is important, of course. I have been practicing on my own, in secret. Not today. I want to take on a whole new challenge. If it was a secret, why was she telling me about it? I decided to let that slide though. What could go wrong? Maybe I was dazzled by her fancy talk of new challenges. I'd soon regret not asking for more details. If I'd just done that, this whole debacle might have been avoided. And that's how I ended up like this. Great Rimuru, what do you think of this outfit? No, Shuna. This would look much better on him. The two of them were really fired up today. This being her idea, Shion was especially passionate. There was one person even more passionate than her, though. You're both wrong. Behold, this one is the superior choice. Here's Luminous. So, from what I can remember, is that, like, this is super non-canon. Because this, like, they are not on friendly terms as of defeating Clayman, like, right after Season 2. I don't know how long it takes these two to become friends, but right after Wog Paris, they are not, you know, this close. Maybe in, like, Season 3 somewhere, or Season 4 of the anime, whenever that comes back. Probably in the light novels, there's a point where this can happen. The Demon Lord Luminous Valentine, who was also there for some reason. Apparently, that was Shion's doing too. Just for some reason. And like, Shion would even have the sway to bring a Demon Lord here. Her plan was to study under Luminous to become the ideal maid. I was wondering originally the first time I did this, like, why was Shion coming to Luminous for a maid? But then she did pretend to be the maid at Wog Paris when she let her subordinate pretend to be the Demon Lord. According to Shion, this would allow her to serve as my secretary even more effectively than before. You were wise to seek tutelage from me. For her part, Luminous seemed flattered by the idea. Then Shuna got mixed up in it too, and started whipping up a bunch of different maid uniforms. They'd call me in to try on her creations while they settled on a design. Why me though? What does any of this have to do with me? A maid is a servant after all, and last time I checked, I was the master around here. So why was I the one trying on the uniforms? To top it all off, the first design Luminous suggested, a sleeveless open back affair, left a lot of skin on show. Yep, and this is the outfit that eventually became the Christmas outfit. And the skirt was so short and frilly, it almost felt like I was wearing nothing at all. I wonder, was he wearing shorts under? Or what kind of underwear was he wearing? Because I'm pretty sure like most anime, it's like girls are just wearing panties and stuff. But was he wearing like boxers, briefs, tidy whities? Or was he wearing like girl underwear? It sure would look hot on Shion or Shuna. But I had no reason to wear something like this myself. I should have put my foot down. Refused outright. Consider this your first major trial since becoming a demon lord, Rimuru. This, quit kidding around. I can't believe you say stuff like that with a straight face. Dear me, I had no idea you were so uptight. This is something I didn't count on. Join the club. Shuna and Shion dressing me up is one thing, but Luminous is where I draw the line. I wonder who would be more powerful. They're both demon lords, but usually all the demon lords are kind of in tiers. Like Clayman, Carrion, Frey were all pretty low tier of demon lord. So I wonder how high Luminous is, and then how high Rimuru is. I would say probably Luminous is either medium difficulty, like Demon Lord, to at least a little bit above average. While Rimuru, I would say, is squarely, like, medium. For a while, Luminous and I just stared daggers at each other. She was the first to cave. Like, that is impressive, because Luminous has a very sharp stare. From, like, everything we've seen so far, at least anime-wise, from her. Rimuru. What is it? Putting aside the question of you wearing this, we need to settle on a design. Can we agree on that? I guess that's fair. Anything to break this stalemate. I might just have been putting off the problem for another time. At that point, it felt like it was better than nothing. Okay, no need for me to try anything on. I just need to pick out which one I like best. With that in mind, we began our Maid fashion show. What do you think of this, great Rimuru? Okay, so this is how the designs for the Christmas one became about. Because these girls were trying on Maid uniforms for this, and then rediscovered those Maid uniforms and turned them into Christmas-themed ones. It's very cute on Shuna. Yeah, hers just being entirely pink is a pretty good color for her. Well, I wouldn't say entirely pink. Her little front in the thing that covers her is white. I like Shuna's colors, being white, pink, and a little bit of red on her bow. Clad in a pink dress with a white apron, Shuna struck a cutesy pose. Yep, she is adorable. It was a fairly unorthodox design. Very modest, very elegant. The sleeves were short, but the skirt went below the knees. The upper part kept the chest covered and included a neat little bow tie. Damn, he's commenting on everything I was commenting on. But yeah, hers is very cutesy. Combined with Shuna's smile, it's absolutely stunning. I give it a perfect score. Let's just go with this one. I'd been fine with making my decision there and then, but Shion had other ideas. That's not fair, great Rimuru. You haven't seen mine yet. Oh, right. She had a point. Strictly speaking, this wasn't a competition, but I should still give a fair chance to all the designs. With that, it was Shion's turn to step out. How's this? I like how the music just stops. Because it's like, Shion, where did you even get that design? Because, I mean, you know, if she wants to get some extra bonuses from Master, that's kind of how she looks. But it is a cute design overall. It kind of seems like lingerie more than a maid outfit. But yeah, she has an apron. She has her... I don't know if you call that a dress. But it's very cute. Her little frilly arm things. And I don't know what that headband thing is. But that's all super cute. And she has, like, fishnets? I'm not entirely sure what that is. But it's all very cute and very sexy. Absolutely not! I screamed with all my might. Shion's uniform bombarded on the obscene. For starters, the chest was wide open, displaying a ton of cleavage. It was totally sleeveless, leaving her arms and shoulders exposed. I don't know if that's just a Japanese thing, just because Rimuru is a Japanese man, and so he puts his, like, possibly conservative values behind the uniform. Like, I understand why this isn't, like, dress appropriate for work and stuff. But it's like, I wonder if she just came out in this outfit normally. Would he say anything? Also, I wonder, is Rimuru a very conservative person? Because, I mean, he was, like, one of those businessmen or taxmen. I don't know what you call it, but just an office worker. So, we really can't say if he was conservative or more liberal with how people should be. As for the skirt, it was so short that even the slightest movement would be enough to show her panties. Oh, so she's just wearing panties. She's not wearing shorts. She's not wearing anything. Also, this is one of the lines where I guess they didn't want to voice it. But I thought it was cute. And look, if I take off the apron, you can see my midriff too. Yeah, that is totally not proper. Like, with everything else being sexy, it's like, I would say that's like 70%, 60%, like, it's like, but if you can see her midriff too, who knows what else you can see. Like, that would probably put it straight up to an 80 on this, like, barely hiding anything. That's the last thing this design needs. Next! Even after declaring I had no intention of dressing like a maid, I still had to cover all my bases. A lewd outfit like that was not something I would entertain. Better safe than sorry. Shion's design was out, and that was that. Looking disappointed, she left to make room for Luminous. Shion had the right idea, but she went a little too far. Okay, let's just get a good look at this outfit. I see how it's a good combination of both. It's pretty low, but it's not low enough under the knees. Luminous also has high knee stockings, which are pretty cute, with little flowers on them. Oh man. Yeah, that is a pretty sexy outfit. She's sleeveless too, just like Shion. Her chest is being covered just like Shuna. And she has that little thing that Shion had on her head. Although, I don't know, is her outfit supposed to be brown or is it supposed to be red? I mean, I see the red on the inside of the dress. I mean, it's kind of a reddish brown. Her apron is white. That design lacks refinement. It would never charm a sweet and innocent soul like yourself. I will not make the same mistake. With the bold declaration, Luminous stepped forward. She was wearing something completely different from her first suggestion. At first glance, it didn't seem like anything too special. It had some pretty risque elements too. For starters, it had no sleeves. It wasn't as skimpy as Shion's, but the glimpse of her upper arms was tantalizing all the same. Is Rimuru into arms? Like just girls showing their arms, that's good? I mean, I guess it's a look, but I wouldn't say that's much of a charmer. The back was totally open, and the skirt was, well, the skirt was something else. Yeah, I guess the back also looks pretty good, with the sleeveless arms. Respectable long at the back, but really short at the front. I really wouldn't say that's really short. I mean, that is pretty short, but not really short. It was the kind of length that would easily violate high school uniform regulations back in my world. Her knee-high black stockings almost blended in with the skirt, creating the illusion of something much longer. Compared to Shion's, it was much more demure. It was still strangely alluring. Anybody can just flaunt their assets. It's far more effective to allow your targets to realize them for themselves. That is the secret to a truly irresistible design. She was right. It had charm that slowly crept on you, but once you noticed it, it was impossible to ignore. An outfit like that would be a killer for any inexperienced guy. And I'm pretty sure he is an inexperienced guy, but it's not being a killer to him. Because I'm pretty sure he died a virgin. Unless I'm mistaken, there's something revealed later in the light novels or manga. The way I was feeling now was evidence of that. So yeah, he is an inexperienced guy. It was real hard to stop my eyes from wandering to places they shouldn't. It was the perfect stealth attack, and Luminous knew it. She smirked, then went for the kill. Alright, now we're doing part 2. Looks nice, doesn't it? But you haven't even seen the best part yet. What? I gulped and braced myself to face whatever she had up her sleeve. Observing this gap between the top of the stockings and the bottom of the skirt. It has the power to utterly enchant any and all who gaze upon it. I call it the absolute territory, in honor of its absolute power. So I'm guessing... Yeah, wait. Hold on, I have to... The gap between the top of the stocking and the bottom of the skirt. So yeah, basically where people would try to look up her skirt and see her panties, or, you know, just look at her thighs, that area. Which, I can kind of see it, but I already know where this is going. Sure enough, a single glance rewarded you with a flash of smooth, pale skin that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. Absolute territory? I was pretty sure I had heard that expression before, back in Japan. I thought it sounded dumb, but seeing it now, on someone as gorgeous as Luminous, was enough to convert me. Was enough to convert me. I feel like it should be, was enough to convince me, is more appropriate than convert. My iron will was beginning to crumble. Come to think of it, how does Luminous know about this? There's no way she just so happened to come up with the same concept, with the same name. Could Hinata have told her about it? Nah, no way. Perhaps she's just more knowledgeable about these things than I thought. So wait, they're all friends in this timeline, or at this event? Because this has to be like based on the light novel material. If you know, you know. But there's no way at this current point they could all be friends. Like them all knowing Luminous' secret of being the Demon Lord. And like Hinata, the religious soldier. I forgot, like Holy Knight, I think that's what their army or unit is called. And Rimuru, like, actually figuring out a way to become friends with both of them. And them not wanting to kill each other. But the Demon Lord wasn't finished with me yet. And did you notice the garter belt? Oh my god, a garter belt. Luminous lifted up her skirt an inch or two with a wicked glint in her eye. Garter belt? The absolute territory combined with the lift of the skirt was already driving me crazy. I couldn't take much more. Yeah, I feel like this is him getting flustered more than him being perverted or horny. That narrow territory got a whole lot wider. If I hadn't been a slime, I might have passed out from sheer excitement. Gobata wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds in my place. Gobata couldn't even last 2 seconds. The sight of that solid black band, contrasting perfectly with her exposed flesh, robbed me of what remained of my reasons. Oh my god. Like, this is kind of like one of those novella novels. Like, it kind of makes my mind wander and think. It's like, oh my god, what is this design he's talking so much about? And giving me descriptions in my head. The design is great. No, it's better than great. It's perfection. Approved. I don't care what anyone else says. This is the one. Was there ever any doubt? Luminous looked way too pleased with herself. I was satisfied that I made the right choice though. So, you're more into thighs, Great Rimuru. I'll make a note of that. Man. Rimuru's a thigh guy. Don't single me out, Shuna. I'm pretty sure any guy would react the same way. Luminous just took advantage of that and left me powerless to resist. This part is wide open though. Doesn't it make you look vulnerable to attack? Why are you even thinking about battle application, Shion? Maids don't usually have to fight anyone, you know? From that viewpoint, the design you came up with makes even less sense. You're really not in any position to judge. Oh ye of little faith, this has its advantages in battle too. It does. Just watch. In one smooth moment, Luminous reached under her skirt and drew something out. It was a wooden stake. Without missing a beat, she hurled it, point first, across the room. Whoa! Our cries of amazement were in complete harmony. The stake flew out of the window and speared a wild bird that happened to be flying past. That window had only been open a crack. Throwing anything through a gap that small was already impressive. But hitting the bird as well? She truly was worthy of the title Demon Lord. Wait a minute. Just where was she hiding that stake, anyway? Asking the real questions. Probably just deep within her skirt. Like, probably in, like, the longer area. Or... or even more absurdly, if she was hiding it in the short area. Like, there's a little pocket or a little straps where she can hide weapons, so it holds the weapons from falling down. And weren't we supposed to be designing maid uniforms? Our admiration for Luminous's skill has led us down some weird avenues. Before I could get the discussion back on track, somebody else butted in. That was amazing! I never thought of hiding weapons under my skirt. What a revelation! Yep, so this is the first flashback from the Christmas event, where Shion was remembering it's like, maid uniforms have to be battle ready. And so she got the inspiration from Luminous, and this is what they remembered. Heh, impressive, no? And it's so satisfying to draw your opponent's gaze to you before going in for the kill. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't like where this is going. I hope Soka doesn't pick up any bad habits. I see, I see. I'm learning so much today. Yeah, where was she? Was she coming in to have a meeting with Rimuru? Or the girls? Or, like, was she in the shadows watching the room? Like, the stealth squad always has someone watching Rimuru, being like, if there's any danger, we'll come in. Luminous was the last person I wanted Soka to learn from. Things were getting so crazy. I didn't know what to object to first. Concealed weapons are against the rules. Shion voiced some complaints of her own, but Luminous just shrugged them off. You're just sore because your design is so lacking in that regard, which is entirely your own fault. That's really not the point. But even explaining that would be too much trouble right now. The length of the skirt was calculated with the utmost care. Yeah, a lot of care. Oh my god. It's not long enough to get in the way, but it still retains its practical utility. You're right. I'd never be able to hide anything in an outfit like Shion's. Okay, I was like, is Shion admitting that her outfit wouldn't work? But no, it's Soka. They're both commenting on all the outfits. Precisely. Shorter isn't always better. You do well to remember that, Shion. Grr. Alright. I admit defeat. Next time, I'll put a deep side slit in the skirt to drive Great Rimuru wild. Oh ho, that's not a bad idea. I knew you had potential. Keep it up like that, and you may approach my level someday. Don't do it, Shion. I'm begging you. More importantly, we've gone way off topic here. These are Maid uniforms. They don't need to be battle ready. I couldn't hold back the confusion and bewilderment that had been building up anymore. It was time to get back to the matter at hand. I wish I'd said something sooner. Usually, I turn to Shuna at times like this, but she was too busy putting together new designs based on everyone's specifications. It was hard work being the only one with my head on straight in all this madness. Luminous gave me a withering look. Apparently, it wasn't over just yet. You poor fool! Being battle ready is the most important part of a maid's uniform. Yeah, I bet she probably requires this from her maids or servants. Being like, they always need to be battle ready, and then also serve me tea or whatever I need. Coming from her, that really ticked me off. We had very different ideas of common sense. Where would she even get that idea? Since when? Who told you that? I needed to get to the bottom of this if I was going to set her straight, but Luminous just responded smugly. From Guy's faithful servant Rain, of course. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they are definitely, like, battle maids. Considering everything she does to keep him happy, her word is good enough for me. Oh, come to think of it, he did have two maids with him, didn't he? Apart from the uniforms, I didn't remember at all that much about them. But they definitely seem serious about their work. The one who showed us to where the Wall Paris was held was called Misery. Rain served at the banquet itself. She had a serene beauty about her, and wasn't at all fazed at being surrounded by demon lords. Both of them exuded a quiet dignity, similar to Diablo. Nothing less than what I expect from a couple of demon peers, really. Why they chose to act as maids was still a mystery to me. I mean, that seems like a normal thing for most of the primordial demons. Like, I guess 3 for 3 of what Rimuru has seen. Of course, if you know and seen the other demons, they don't act at all like that. They were strong and great at what they did. They'd have to be to keep up with Gi. Taking all that into account, it was no wonder Luminous accepted Rain's opinion without question. So maybe it's not wrong to think of a maid uniform as battle gear after all. All of a sudden, I wasn't so sure of myself. I doubted I could take part of that argument even if I had tried, so I decided to just accept it. Why fight at this point? I still had no idea why they needed me here for this. Everybody treated my presence as a given though. Eventually, we settled on a new design using Luminous' suggestion as a base. Man, each of these parts are pretty long. I did not remember it being this long when I first did this. Alright, on to part 3. I thought that would be the end of it, but things are never that simple around here. Alright, Great Rimuru, go ahead and try it on. Behind that sweet smile was a frightening pressure that killed any argument. I really had just delayed the inevitable. Things are always going to go in this direction, whether I liked it or not. I'm an easygoing slime most days. I'm happy to just go with the flow. But sometimes that landed me in situations like this, where I had no choice but to comply with Shuna's wishes, whatever that might be. As well as putting on the outfit, it was decided I'd also spend some time playing the part. Why? I couldn't tell you. I didn't really have a say in the matter. I was really starting to hate cosplay and dressing up in general. Then again, I preferred this over the time I was forced to dress up like a pop star and hold that weird concert. Huh. Interesting. This kinda goes with another event. But then again, this is probably something unrelated to that event. This was nowhere near as public, so it wouldn't be so bad. That's what I tried to tell myself as I surrendered to my fate. Then, we got the actual serving part, which turned out to be even more stressful. Oh, let's check out this picture. Interesting. So the colors for that outfit isn't the normal blue that it is on the actual unit. Yeah, everyone's colors seems like a bit darker in this portrait. Luminous actually looks red all over. Shion has a darker purple, and Shuna has a darker pink, and Rimuru's just wearing black instead of the baby blue he has on his main unit. Although he does have that other dark blue. But yeah, overall this is a pretty okay art. I like it. Shuna was a classic beauty, but Shion had bragging rights on sex appeal. Then there was Luminous, with her utmost otherworldly allure. Of the 3 ladies present, each had their own unique charms. I was at the end of my rope. Going along in the heat of the moment could only get me so far. Right when I was beginning to despair, an unlikely savior burst onto the scene. Wahahaha! You weren't thinking of leaving me out, were you? In my moment of need, it was Veldora who saved me. Of course it was. Yeah, it's funny because Rimuru literally has that skill that can call Veldora anytime he needs. And this is like one of the times it basically activated, just not in the normal way. His arrival stunned everyone, into silence. Instead of like, you know, a butler uniform, which a guy should usually have, he decided to just take the maid uniform. And look, he started ripping it because he's too big for it. Also, he has stockings, and I'm guessing maybe potentially a garter belt under there. He looked different. For a moment, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Veldora had dressed up like a maid too. Although this picture or portrait is not supposed to be zoomed in. Yeah, his face looks so bad. Like, I don't know what quality this portrait is supposed to be in, but it's definitely not supposed to be zoomed in. His muscular arms strained against the fabric of the dress, and below the skirt, his legs were totally bare from thigh to toe. He clearly tried to put on the stockings at some point, but only ended up ripping them to shreds. And peeking out from behind his apron were his abs, a sight I found thoroughly unerotic. Yeah, I honestly thought when he said apron it was gonna be something else. But yeah, I think there's a way to tastefully do probably like a sexy maid outfit in a guy's, you know, body. But obviously he's not able to do that just right. Now, if he would just bare chest and not ripping the uniform, I think that would probably be technically sexy or erotic. Or maybe it's just unerotic because it's Veldora, since Rimuru knows Veldora so well. Also, yeah, I don't know, this image just seems to have worse quality than the other two images so far in this event. Also, I like how Luminous is just scared or is like shocked that he came. What are you wearing? Oh no, wait, this is how it's supposed to actually look. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see the ripped stockings down there. Well, I mean, he did get them on. Haha, looks good, doesn't it? It didn't, but somehow, I found myself saying the exact opposite. Also, we haven't gotten a unit of this Veldora. We've gotten the unit of him in the butler outfit, but not him in the maid dress or maid uniform. Absolutely! You're rocking that look, Veldora. This is perfect. He stands out like a sore thumb. Everyone would be so distracted by Veldora, I'd be able to get through this ordeal without incident. I was so relieved. Luminous, on the other hand, was furious. You wretched dragon! Why do you always have to interfere? Damn, she made it seem like it was a grand plan to like murder Rimuru or something. But he's just wearing a maid uniform. Or that's just her hate for Veldora for like wrecking her city like 3,000 years ago, however many thousand years ago it was. This might have started as Shion's idea, but Luminous had gotten surprisingly invested too. He was clearly furious at Veldora's intrusion. Wahahaha! What's the matter? Have you been captivated by my majestic appearance? Silence, worm! You can't fool me. I know envy when I see it. Luminous was getting more and more infuriated by the minute. Veldora was completely clueless as usual. Everything he said just enraged her further. Until finally... I meant this to be a day I'd remember all my life. Now it's been sullied by you and your foolishness. A tempted memory like this should be wiped from existence. Luminous let loose a massive explosion of magical energy. Walk! Every last one of us was swept up in the blast. Hold up, wait. That said Rimuru, Shuna, Shion, and Veldora. So at least Soka should have the memories, since she wasn't caught up in this. So yeah, at the end of this event, if this does wipe everyone's memory, Soka should still have the memories. And so in the Christmas event, she should remember this, but we didn't see her during the Christmas event. But also, it is like kind of weird that it affects Veldora, which should be a much higher class than even Luminous, that is a demon lord. Now Rimuru is also a demon lord, so they're kind of like equal / around the same level. So it's kind of understandable it like works on him, but Veldora is a storm dragon, one of the most powerful beings in the world of slime. I had no idea what Luminous did to us. I don't remember a thing. When I came to, I was in a maid outfit. I quickly changed out of it while Shuna and Shion were sleeping. It would have been hard to explain if anybody had seen me in that getup. So how is he explaining this entire story if like he doesn't even remember it? What happened to us? I think I remember hearing Veldora scream at some point. Let go of my ears! You're gonna rip them off! Or something like that. Probably just my imagination. Aside from me, there's no one here strong enough to cause Veldora that kind of pain. So yeah, I guess Luminous and Veldora may remember. That's why she probably took him out, so they can have a discussion or battle, whatever. And so these three don't remember, but at least Luminous and Veldora do remember. But yeah, I did actually think that would be weird if her own technique affected her, unless she literally pointed it at herself to make herself forget this. But she probably just doesn't want anyone else to remember. Veldora's probably just too strong to where it can't affect him. And so that's why she had to walk him or battle him to make sure he doesn't talk about this. There was no point in trying to force those memories to come back. Besides, I had the feeling it had been a pretty harrowing experience. Answer. Cause of damage to episodic memory is... No thanks, I'd rather not know. Some things in the world are better off being lost to history. I couldn't explain why, but I was convinced that was the case here. And so, the whole day was wiped from our memories. And a multitude of maid outfits were locked away in the storeroom, where they never see the light of day again. And it wasn't even that long before they did unlock those outfits. But also, like, who locked away the outfits? Is it because Rimuru looked at those outfits as like, oh, those are giving me horrible vibes or horrible feelings, so I gotta lock these away? Or was it Luminous that locked them away? Wow, very anticlimactic ending. Huh, I could have sworn there was another part of this to where Benimaru and Rimuru like rediscovered the outfits. But maybe I'm just remembering something else completely. Hard to say. But yeah, that was an interesting little event. Yeah, I really do feel like this event could either go before or after the Christmas event. Like, it probably would have been better to go before it, but, you know, them never remembering the event, but then this kind of showing what happened is just as good as, you know, doing this event and then seeing them never remember this event. I thought that was a fun little event and stuff, showing how they lost all their memories and stuff. Yeah, it's been forever since I did the original first video of this. If you guys want to check out my old video of how this went, just check the description and I'll put probably the unlisted video. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Slime Isekai Memories, Maid in Tempest. If you guys did, please make sure to follow me on all my social medias, like my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, my DLive, my TikTok, my Kick, Rumble, Odyssey, and Dailymotion. Make sure to check out my second YouTube channel, and like and comment on all my videos. And even join my Discord. There you can stay up to date with everything I choose to do, whether my streams, videos, or anything else. But yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!